Not gonna let you put your face on me. I know he bites. He's tried to bite me a couple times already. That was dangerous, and I'm not gonna accept that. That is half a step away from just plowing me over. See him come at me right there? Bite me since he's been here. He's only been here 2 days. He's already tried to bite me and threatened to kick me like he did in that corner just now. I'm gonna try something new today. This is a new horse that just came in. His name is Phantom. He needs a good bit of groundwork. I worked him once. I worked him yesterday. This will be the second time I've worked him since he came in. This is the first time I've tried to record this way. We'll see if it works out. Have the camera on a chest harness so that you'll see basically what I see as I work the groundwork with Phantom. He was in the stall last night. Turned him out here a few minutes ago, let him run off some energy, and kind of see where his attention is going to be. He obviously isn't too interested in being caught, isn't too interested in being worked. He wasn't real happy yesterday. He's got a pretty bad issue with space, getting into my space, not respecting my space, and kind of just generally not respecting what I ask him to do. So as you see, he's not wanting to come to me. He's more interested in everything else that goes on, but he's looking at me now. Maybe he'll let me go up to him. There we go. Nope. Basically, I'm just I'll approach. If he'll let me put my hands on him, I'll put my hands on him. If he goes, I'm gonna make him move. Not gonna let him come into my space. He can't come into my space. I'll go into his space to get my hands on him. That's Bob right there he's visiting with. Hey, hey, hey. See him turn his butt to me right there. I'm gonna make him move his butt. That is not acceptable. He is an Arabian. It's pretty obvious there watching him move. And I'm not going to lunge him and wear him down. That's not gonna be able to happen. But I need to get his brain a little more engaged. I want to do that on the lunge line in close. But we've got to work on this catching part here too. And as you see, he doesn't respect my space. He's actually dangerous, I believe. I don't think he'd mind hurting me. I'm not going to let him get around me with his butt towards me where he's be close enough to kick me, because I think he would. He's also tried to bite me since he's been here. He's only been here 2 days. He's already tried to bite me and threatened to kick me like he did in that corner just now. So he's got some issues. If I have to, I can send him into a little pen right there on my left to catch him, but I'm going to work him like this for a few minutes. We'll see how far we get. It just goes basically to kind of like if I was approaching him in a stall. This is just like a big stall where I would ask him to turn his head to me, pet the head, and move the butt. And that's pretty much all I'm doing here. He turns his butt to me, I'm gonna have him move. Turns his head to me, I'm gonna pet him. Right there where he's running around, I'm not really sending him. I'm pretty much only gonna send him when he turns his butt to me. Hey, hey. See him come at me right there? Glad he stops when he gets to that fence. Robert, would you roll that door down, please? Thanks. Yeah, just right about to the wire would be good. Yeah, right about there. That'll work. Thanks. That way I know he won't go over it. So when I start putting a little pressure on him, he keeps running towards the gate, just like that. I want to make sure he don't try to go over it. He hadn't acted like he wanted to, but I'm gonna take that out away. Nope, you can't run into my space looking somewhere else. Can't run into my space at all, but especially looking somewhere else. Let's go to his left. Let's see what he does here. If he turns his butt to me here, I'm gonna send him. Hey, 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 hey. That was dangerous, and I'm not going to accept that. Threw the lunge line at him. That is half a step away from just plowing me over. Hey. So if it was a quarter horse, I'd be sending him more. I'd be making him move his feet. I'm probably gonna do that, a little bit of that here. I can't get him tired physically, but I need to get him mentally a little more engaged with me. See how he's going around, engaging with all these horses. He wants to engage with them, but he's not wanting to engage with me. Some hay over there. Everything in this arena is important to him except me, and that's not acceptable. Now I'm gonna pop the whip a few times. I'm actually not popping it at him or even driving to him. Just making some noise. Get his mind on me. As far as I know, I am just about 99% sure he was never shown in halter or anything like that. I don't think he's ever been kind of wound up like they do when they're showing them in halter. Now he's not really staying in frame because I'm not really wanting to drive him, and this camera is attached to my chest. I'm not sure how much of this it's getting. So the next thing, I'll do this a couple more minutes. Next thing I'm going to do is drag some logs out, throw some cones out, give him something in here to focus on. Remember how I did that with Sabre? Stuff in here just to be here. Raven's out in the arena riding. There we go, good boy. Raven's out in the arena riding Lily Rose. See, it's the first time he's addressed me since we've started this. I'm gonna stand here for a minute. Good boy. See if he lets me approach him. Notice I'm not right straight on. He's out there watching Raven. I'm gonna hold his halter just because I don't want him to bite me. Now let's go up and get the lunge line. See, I kind of lunged him there, but way different than how you would lunge a quarter horse. I was not as directly in the sending space like you would be with a quarter horse. I was more just standing in the arena. Okay, more just standing in the middle of the arena popping a whip. Really not even in the sending space, sending place. I'm gonna go over here and pick up my lunge whip and we're gonna go work on the wall a little bit. Good boy, good boy. He stopped and addressed me, so I'll pet on him. Now, I'm gonna have an issue here in a minute with him stopping and addressing me to get out of the work. Possibly, we will see. Now, before I even start, let's see how worried he is about the whip. See, we got some issues there. I got the lunge line short enough so that he can't go very fast or very far. There we go. And I want to scratch him with the lunge whip. All this, I'm not sure how much is in the frame. This is the first video I've done like this. Not sure how much is in this frame. There's a wide angle setting. I probably should have set it on that. I didn't. We'll see. I might do that next time. In fact, I might stop and do that here in just a minute. Now I'm just kind of sitting here, letting him go around. I'm not really sending, but I'm also not really stopping. He can see the whip on his right side. He can see the whip on his left. There we go. And it all goes into what I was talking about earlier, getting his brain to engage on me. Think about me. I'm not gonna wear him down, but what I do need is for his brain to think about me. I'm not really asking him to go. I'm not really asking him to stop. I'm just standing here. Good boy. Good boy. Now let's try the other direction. And then I'll change this to wide angle on the GoPro and we'll see what happens. Mountain block there. Not gonna get it out of the way. Remember, he needs to pay attention. If anything, I'm gonna get more stuff out here. While he's moving, I'm just gonna keep the lunge whip there, rub it on him. It's not something to be afraid of. The line part of the lunge whip's getting wrapped around his back legs. Not a big deal. Need to be okay with it. Challenging him mentally, not physically. Now the part about this I need to be careful with is him looking to the left at that lunge, the tail of the lunge whip, and then moving into my space, spooking away from it. So when I see him look to the outside, I'm gonna rub him a little more on this side. Get his attention a little more here. The next time he stops, I'm gonna stop and change the setting on the GoPro. That way I'll know which one is better if I decide to do this again. Little pulls to head to me, get him thinking about me because he's thinking so much about the outside, and I'm getting more assertive with the whip on this side. See how he's not addressing me at all. Bump his face. Not gonna run off like that. That was just straight disrespect. He figured out that what I was doing wasn't gonna hurt him. So he just went straight back to the same disrespect he had running around. So I'm gonna change the setting on the GoPro. I'll probably have to stop it and restart it. and we'll see which one looks better. Okay, I changed the setting to super wide. Might be a little too wide, but probably be able to see a little more. So now, what I need to do, you just saw, he got comfortable enough with that lunge whip that he was ignoring me and back looking to the outside again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some cones and some boards and drag them out here. I'm actually gonna turn him loose and leave this line attached. And we're gonna go to lunging. See, he's coming into my space, out of my space. That's part of his trouble, coming into my space. I'm not inviting you in. Go. Not allowed to come into my space until I invite him. Drag the board out, get a couple cones. Give him something to pay attention to while I'm lunging him over here, getting a little ground respect going. And this lunging isn't about getting him physically tired. This lunging is about getting him to mentally engage with me and what I'm asking him to do, so that I can start giving him directions. This horse is here to be started. And the first step in starting him is getting him to engage with me. If he's not engaged with me, I'm not gonna be able to go any further. This is the first thing we've got to accomplish. Got my lunge whip in my hand. We're gonna go pick up the lunge line. And I'm gonna ask him to start moving his feet. And we'll work our way over there to where I set the boards up. I like to move when I lunge. Talked about that a good bit. Basically, my lunging, this way, my lunging builds into ground driving. So part of what I want him to learn, advance into the ground driving, we're gonna move around. This way. He's already got some rubs on both sides of his jaw. Looks like from a halter, and that was from before he came. When he came here, I unloaded him out of the trailer. It took me probably 20 minutes to get him out of the trailer, and he had already had those rubs. Pretty sure, just by seeing what I'm seeing, that is caused from him getting in trouble for getting into the owner's space. Kick that out a little further. Change directions. Meet at the wall, 2 eyes, send. So she told me that he lunged pretty good, and I'm seeing that he does. He knows all the cues. Kind of a drama queen over the lunge whip, but he needs to get over it. There we go. Get back over here where all our stuff is. I'm gonna ask him to stop. Meet him at the wall, 2 eyes. I'm just not gonna send. I'm also not gonna let him come into my space. Gonna stand here for a minute. Let's see how long he stands. See what he does when he moves. If he starts to come into my space, I'm gonna back him out. That seems to be a big issue, coming into my space, and that's the first thing I wanna work on. He showed you that respect when he was just running loose, or disrespect when he was running loose in the arena. I can't, that is the first major thing I have to fix. I can't go forward with that disrespect. If he's disrespecting my space, he's going to disrespect my commands. Actually standing pretty good. I thought he would have stepped into my space by now. The other thing this does, he's breathing a little bit heavy. This gives him a chance to catch his air, catch his breath, because it's his brain that I want to work on. I'm not trying to get him tired. Typically can't get an Arabian tired, which I bet I can get this one tired as heavy as he's breathing with that little bit of work. But that's not the point. The point is I need to get the brain to work. Let's see if I can get him to back up. He's not coming in, he has not come into my space, but let's see if he'll back up. Good boy. Good boy. It's interesting how good his line work is with him being loose. He's so disrespectful. That's pretty interesting. I want him backing out of my space when I walk forward. So let's start working on that. When I walk into his space, he needs to back up his space bubble. Good boy. Let's do that again. Good boy. That's closer than I would like to have gotten. I don't know if you can tell on the camera. I am probably 5 feet away. It's about a foot too close. I'd like to be no closer than this distance. This is probably 6, maybe 7. Let's come back forward again. There's our cat just run through. It's funny. Cat is always where I'm working horses. And it was a feral cat. It came from the pound. It lived feral until it came here. Now it likes being on camera. Good boy. I clip hit him that time. If you'll move, that clip won't hit you. There we go. I'd like to not have to use the kiss, but it's a start in the right direction. Let's see if he'll back up again. The reason I'm going so hard is I want the initial cue, my ask, I want him to respond on the ask. The ask is me stepping into his space. Remember, everything is ask, tell, demand. So I'm basically going from ask to a very strong tell, and if he don't go on tell, I'd go to a very strong demand, because I'm doing that to get him to respond on the ask. Ask. Nice. Good job. Good boy. His attention is out there. We've got a show this weekend that we're taking a few horses to, and Raven is out there working Lily Rose. Something got his attention pretty strong. I think a limb or something fell in the woods. So I gave him something to do. And that is not going to change for the rest of this horse's life. Every time he spooks, reacts, something get his attention, whatever, I want his response to be to turn an ear on the person and ask the person, what do you want me to do about that? So right from the start here, something gets his attention. Right now he's looking out that way. Something gets his attention. The response needs to be, what do you want me to do? And to get that response, I'm going to give him something. Goes back to the same getting the ear on me that I've talked about before. Right here from the ground. There, he's got, his ears was going different directions. He's got one ear back. Now he's got both ears on the cows. Back out of my space. Back out of my space. That left ear's on me now. Now both ears is over there on Kiowa. Now left ear came back when I talked. It's progress. Good boy. That left ear keeps flicking around on me. Now it's not. He flicked it around just about the time I asked him to move, but wasn't quick enough. Challenge him a little bit better. There we go. Now, let's see what happens when I go up and pet on him. Everything I've done so far is to push him out of my space, but I still want to be able to go to the horse. What I'm going to do, where I was squared up with him, stepping to him bold before to move him out of my space, this time I'm going to turn my shoulders a little bit to the right, this direction, so that I'm not squared up with him. Look down, because I was going up, backing him up with a hard eye, and go to his shoulder and pet on him. See, he could understand the difference between me sending him and me approaching. My posture was different, and he understood. Now he's got both eyes there. Now that I am here, there we go. No, you're not gonna rub on me. You're not gonna rub on me. Now that I am here, petting on him, he's not really respecting me again. So now what I'm gonna do, hey, I'm tapping with my finger. Hey, there, I got his left ear back. Not gonna let you put your face on me. I know he bites. He's tried to bite me a couple times already. Twice when I was unloading him out of the trailer. And then a little while ago when I went to get him out of stall, hey. All right, see, he's locked hard on them cows. I'm bumping with my hand. I'm not getting his attention. We're gonna back up. Back up. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna get my dressage whip. I don't see it. I left it out here somewhere. Where did I? There it is on the other side of the mounting block. I've got my eye on him. I don't want him to get too close to me. Getting too close, back up. Didn't tell you to go. Didn't tell you to go. Pay attention. Didn't tell you pass me up. Back up. So I need to get my dressage whip so I can have a demand that's not as long as the regular whip. Swatted him on the shoulder. He just pushed into my space when I was walking forward. Not acceptable. I know that got him a little riled up. I'm gonna wait for him to calm back down. I just kind of pointed my hand like I was gonna change directions, but I didn't send him another direction. Gather up my lunge line, and we're gonna lead forward. And I want him to stay out of my space. I know you can't really see, I got my eye on him over here. Actually leading pretty good. I'm gonna stop, and if he don't stop, I'm gonna back him up. Let's go back to leading forward again. Just like everything else, he needs to stop when I stop. Let's go forward again. You saw a little while ago when I had the lunge whip on him, rubbing it around on him, that he got to the point where that was better. But see now, lost his ear. Up, it came back, his head come back to me. Progress, good. Now what I would like to do is pet on him for that, but his behavior is so bad pushing into my space, instead of petting on him, we're just gonna stand here. Up, we're gonna go back forward again. Moving a horse in the barn, got his attention, he called to him, we're gonna move. I know you can't see in the camera, we're walking forward. He's off to my right. staying back pretty good. Let's turn over here. Let's turn over here. Oh, no, that was good. You couldn't see, but he stopped. Now he's getting close. Just brought my dressage whip up to let him know to stay back. Good, good boy. Really much better than what he did yesterday. Still has a long ways to go. What I'm probably gonna do is quit here right now and just turn him loose, and then I'll come back this afternoon and maybe working with a saddle pad. As easy as he was with putting the lunge whip on his back and scratching him with it, I bet the saddle pad is gonna be pretty easy. So this is Phantom. This is the first video I've done with him. He just came in day before yesterday. This is the second time that I've worked him. So if you're watching on YouTube, I'll put a link up top to his playlist, which there'll be more videos of him coming. He's here to be started. He is just turned 4-year-old Arabian, here to be started. So there'll be quite a few videos of him. Until next time, thank you for watching.